really, really super enjoyed this last year being a part of this organization. I can't tell you how much fun and how much inspiration it's been to work with, really top-level people within this company. I've never had that opportunity before, not to work with guys like Earl and Doug, and that really represent integrity and vision. And every time I speak with them, they've always got something positive to say, and I really enjoy that, guys, and thank you for the opportunity. Today we're going to show something really new. Every time we've talked about the letter library, the last few times we've talked about the new campaign module. And we've had a few people that have asked some questions, and I wanted to cover them on the call and just show you some shortcuts and some enhancements we've made to the other older interfaces that you're going to like. Before, when you click the letter library, and I'll go ahead and click it.
Session number, because I can't get into the title.
Sure, you can go to view.glance.net, that's V-I-E-W, with a period after view, and then glance, G-L-A-N-C, with a period, and then net, N-E-T. When you get there, just plug in the session key 1010, and then scroll down. You don't have to worry about putting the information in, just scroll down and click the join session button, and you will be joining us.
I did, but it's not working.
View.glance.net?
Yeah, I wait.
Good for you. Welcome to the call. You got here just in time. All right, before, when you used to click the letter library, it would open, and you did not see any of your letter categories on the left side. They were all here in this drop-down menu. But what we decided to do was to make things a lot simpler for you. And over the course of the last year, we had a lot of requests like, is it possible that you could, just help me to make things, help to simplify things, because it seemed like putting a check mark and then moving the mouse pointer up to the toolbar, people would just forget that. So we decided to make a floating toolbar, which is here. And then the old way was when you click the new button, it would open up to the standard theme creation, where you would go in and select a theme that you had to create prior to creating your email, which was confusing people because most people don't come from that world. Most people come from a world where, especially like with Constant Contact and MailChimp and the other providers, they don't give them that flexibility to go in and create stationery and then simply create and then select the stationery. Because one great thing about creating a email theme is like creating the stationery. You go down to the print shop, you say, hey, here, I want, a book of 1,000, pieces of paper, and at the top upper left-hand corner, I want my logo at the top, and at the bottom, I want my contact information. That way, every time I get ready to type a letter up or send a letter, when I print it, I don't have to worry about fussing with adding my stuff at the bottom. And so that's the beauty of an email theme. You could go in and create a email theme, and then when you started new, you could just select the design you wanted, and then the system would hide all that. So all you had to do was just create the body. But that was a little confusing to a lot of people, and the perception of that was it's hard. So taking everybody's comments in consideration, we really tried to bypass that this time and make everybody's experience really easy. And not only that, but we tried to top the competition. And so far, the feedback that we've gotten, that we've been successful on all fronts, and that there's no more rewarding compliment that guys like myself and Earl can get is when we create something and we get it out there for you and put it in your hands to use. That the comments that come back is, man, this is way awesome, and that's off the chart good for us too. So what we did, instead of doing that in that way, we created a series of shortcuts, and I'll go ahead and click on the new button to show you what I mean by that. Okay, we explained that up here, and I'm sure most of you have read this by now. We separated the email themes so that people that were used to doing that could go ahead and do it themselves. And there's still a few that love to do it that way. So we made that possible down this column. But then over here on this column, very simple. What do you want to do? You want to create and send an email campaign. And when you select this, well, then the first order of business to make it really simple for people is they can click this designer template, and then it opens up, all the designer themes. And they can just simply, or the designer email template, they can just simply select one that they want to use and, customize it just a bit, put in their text and their links and whatever else they want to put in there, and click send, and their email is gone, making it not just easy, but fun. And then we created some other shortcuts here as well, and I wanted to cover these shortcuts for you. Okay? So, now that we've talked about the designer templates, and I prefaced this conversation with email theme design, I'm going to show you what I mean by that. I'm going to skip this using an existing email because when you click this, it just simply takes you and opens up the letter library so that you can select one that you've already made. So I'll go to the second or the third shortcut, use my theme, and I'll show you what that means. I'll click use my themes, and this opens it up to the older interface, and I'll just go ahead and type in my theme letter to give it a name and a subject line, and I'll click next. And here is where the person could go in and just select the theme design that they had created, or their stationery, their email stationery, if you will. And down below, it shows all of the shared stationery that comf5 has shared with you. And then up here at the top is all of the theme designs or stationery that I personally have created. So I'll select this one, this template. And the beauty of this is it shows it, but I don't have to fuss with recreating everything. Everything is right here for me. And then I can move right straight on through it, and I can create, the plain text version, and then finish, and then send my email. So it's just really simple that way. All right. So I'm going to click this new button again, and we'll go to the fourth shortcut. This shortcut number 4 is just a quick send. It does the same thing that you're used to doing now, or you did before. You just watch this, click this little button. It will open up this quick send, and then you can simply select the email from the category or the existing email that you want to send, and then it will bring it up in edit mode. You can simply quickly edit it, and then click send, and your email is gone. Really quick, really fast, really streamlined. Okay? All right, let's go back, and we'll look at icon number 5. It's the shortcut. And we've gotten some rave reviews on these shortcut guys. This is the plain text icon, the shortcut that I was telling you about. There's a lot of internet marketers now that all they send is plain text email. They really care about all the stats. The only thing they care about is results. And with sending plain text email, if you're marketing, sending plain text email gets through ISP spam filters a lot easier, simply because in today's arena, when you send an HTML email, now the ISPs are scanning the HTML code, because some HTML code can include certain malformed HTML code that could actually cause the server to go down. So now they scan it, and if the HTML code is not up to standard, they will just simply delete the email and won't even deliver it. So a lot of people now just send plain text, and we got a lot of requests. Could you just send, give us a plain text shortcut icon? And we did that. When you click the plain text, we just asked, do you want to save this email for future use and then send it, or do you want to just send it without saving? And if you click select, we'll click select and just send it without saving. It just brings up the plain text. That way, it's less confusing for them. They're not worried about, will my email go out as HTML? So now they just see the plain text tab, and they can enter their information, select their list, click send, and their message is gone. So this is really some nice shortcuts for you guys. one a lot. And we'll go ahead and choose send without saving this time. Alright, and what we've done is, in the past, we just brought up a normal WYSIWYG for you to enter your code in, if you want to enter code in. And a lot of people were struggling with entering in proper code. Because, let's face it, the average person, they don't know what HTML code is. All they know is they just want to send a good-looking email, and they want it to come out on the other end the way they send it. But they don't want to use a predefined template. They just want to, put it, just start from scratch, and just put in an image and go from there. So we understand that, and that's why we put it in the letter builder. If you click the letter builder and start your email, now we have the floating WYSIWYG, so you can click the edit button, and you can start editing everything in here, and you have all of this really nice CSS code that you can go by, and it keeps everything nice and stable, and you don't have to worry about your email, your text going way out to the right of your image if you insert an image in here. And let me click the X button. And the great thing about this also is if you click template header, it will insert a place so that you can insert your image. And then when you click the edit link or you double click it, it will bring up and the reason I'm not going to do it here is because we found out that because of the bandwidth that Glant draws, we have to wait a little bit for some of these interfaces to actually come up. But if you double click it, it will bring up your image gallery. And if you have an image, and you'll notice here we say 600 pixels wide. So, most people don't know what that is. A lot of people think, well, I've got an image, it's nice looking, and I want to use it. And when they upload it into the system, well, the image is way out here. It might be a really long image. And so what we've done for them is they don't have to worry about that anymore. When they upload their image, we're going to automatically resize it to 600 pixels wide. That way, the system does a lot of the heavy lifting for them. They can just upload their image and then create their text, and they're done. It's as simple as that. And I'm going to close this out and show you the little trick too. This is a floating. Well, I actually X'd that out. Sorry about that, guys. But everything is floating, so you can add more articles. You can even add another article too over here if you like. You can change the color of it. You can just click on the background, and it shows you the backgrounds here. And I want this to be white. And so it just changes everything for you. So you can really put in some nice looking, just start from scratch emails together without having to fuss with, learning all the code. So I'll close this down. And we have some real-time HTML coders, some people that really enjoy doing their own email templates on their desktop and then just uploading their images, putting in their CSS code, and we made a shortcut strictly for them as well. In Code Your Own, I'll show you how that works. It's really fun. It's really simple. In Code Your Own, we're just going to put in my code for my email name. And we'll do the same thing for the subject line, just for grins. And then I'll click the next button. Here we give the coder a way that they can just simply paste in their CSS code. And I'm sure a lot of you viewing this video probably don't have a clue what that is. Don't worry. At that point, you probably will want to learn it. But right now, just don't even worry about it, because this is really for kind of like the pro, the guys that design all the stuff, or the gals that design all the stuff, and then send it out to you. So this is where they can enter in their CSS code to control the color and the sizes of the tables and all that good stuff. And they can even delete it if maybe they've inlined their CSS code. And inline CSS code simply means that before they get ready to insert their code or their HTML code, they actually go in line by line in the email and program each line so that each character in the email is controlled with its own inline code. It doesn't rely on any exterior coding like up in the head tags, because email programs like Gmail is notorious for blocking the CSS code. So when you send an email, it may be a good looking email, but if your CSS code is in the head tags, email, it doesn't look quite so good. Everything is out of whack. So that's what this does. Is they can put in their CSS code here, or they can inline it themselves. And if they inlined it, simply delete it and click next. And here, they can simply click on the image gallery, upload their images, and they can grab the image path to the image that's in their image gallery, and then go back to their email, their HTML email client, and program, hard code the program path to that image that's online, and then they can simply click on the HTML tab, paste in their HTML code, and they're done. And then they just click save and close, and they have finished coding their email. So everything's really, really super quick, super easy, super clean, and super fast. All right, let's take a look at the last one. This one is import your theme. So when there are some people that don't want to even have to fuss with pasting in their HTML code. They want to just create everything on their desktop, and then they just want to upload it as a zip file. So that's all they have to do. They just name their letter, put in their subject line, upload their images, hard code the images in their HTML email that's in their HTML editor, and then they can just zip it up and then just browse their hard drive. And when we get it, after it uploads, we'll unzip it, scan it for viruses, and then unzip it and create their email. And we've provided some little examples for them to see, and even the inline CSS tool, so that if they want to inline their CSS, they can do that as well. So that's it. It's all simple and it's all easy, and it's right there for you. All these little shortcuts are right here. All right. So that's what these shortcuts do.